Hello everyone, welcome in today. This is LDJ11 Gaming, and I'm welcoming you into the first preseason week of our Bucks franchise. As you can see, we're taking on the Baltimore Ravens, and this week it's going to be kind of just like a highlight film. I'm not going to go through in depth on the game. I have plays I saved just to kind of show off how players did and kind of the flow of the game. You'll see every score, but that's it. I'm not going to go into great detail. There's no point in it. Um, I think that preseason games don't really need all that much information. They're just more about being able to show you what happened. I do anticipate our next preseason video, including the last two, so we'll go from there. And this right here is our scouting. Just kind of showing off. Kyle Trask, Brian Branch, and Tui Palutu are going to be our focus players to start off the season. If Trask doesn't win the starting job, I'm going to switch it to somebody else, but for now, I just wanted to put him in there to let him develop in case he plays the best. Luke Gadecki and Isaiah Zuber both suffered injuries this week. Gadecki's going to miss 2 weeks, which kind of sucks because I was really looking forward to seeing him in action in the game and seeing how he does because right now we'll probably end up playing Robert Hainsey at left guard, but I have a veteran playing right now. I think it's Forrest Lamp, and we'll see. This preseason's to find out what's best for the team, so hopefully, I was hoping to see Gadecki play a little bit, but that's okay. Injuries happen. We're going through our introductions here, as you can see, and they're showing off the team. Jimmy G's going to get the first crack at the starting job, as everybody should expect. He'll be followed by Kyle Trask, and then Clayton Tune at the end of the game. I don't really anticipate Kyle Trask being our starter, but I wanted to give him a shot just like real life, and if he plays the best in the preseason or I do well with him, I'll play him. I have no reason not to. It's not just about the overall for me. The overall doesn't do everything for you. It doesn't tell you everything, in my opinion. If you can play with a player, play him. So we'll see what happens here. It could even be Clayton Tune. He's kind of the dark horse. He's got some athleticism, which I like. So we'll see. Um, I look forward to getting this series started. Like I said, this isn't going to be the way the videos are traditionally formatted. It's just kind of a highlight film for the first preseason game, and then I think I'm going to merge the next two together. But we'll see. I'm trying to keep these videos a little bit shorter for the preseason, so maybe I'll do them individually again. And as you can see, I showed our opening kickoff. And now Baker here is a wide receiver who I would like to see maybe make the team as a kick returner. He seems to be kind of dynamic, so I guess we'll find out. As you can see, Jimmy G's taking the field. Not the strongest arm at 85 throw power, 82 medium accuracy, 79 awareness. He's just kind of a timing and accuracy quarterback, as everybody knows. He's going to give you what you need out of the position in terms of smart decision making and all that, but he started off the game pretty hot. He hit Mike Evans here for a nice 21-yard pass. That was our first play of the game. I came out firing with him. Next play was an RPO, or 2 plays later was an RPO to Mike Evans, and he get us moving again here. And here he comes on another second down. That's the first pass he completed to Chris Godwin. He looked pretty comfortable. Then the drive kind of stalled out. He got sacked and he stalled out. So Moody came out to attempt a 59-yard field goal. And this dude drilled it. I don't see why he's not going to beat out Ryan Suckup for the job. But in week 2, Suckup's going to play, and I'm going to kick with him and see what happens. So we'll go from there. The Ravens took over. I tried to keep some sort of transition in there so I could tell when drives changed and all that and kind of remember. J.K. Dobbins burned us here. It was a 19-yard carry on the first play of the game, and he really didn't slow down. He had a great day against us, so we'll see how he goes. It's right here. Another carry right up the middle. Pat Ricard with the lead block, but then he fumbled it, and Jamel Dean picked it up, so the Bucks took over with a chance to try to pull away in this game. Here's a 3rd and 6, Jimmy G back to pass. He found K-Dot, and that was a nice tight window throw that you could tell he was going to block off Patrick Queen on that, so that's why he hit him. And he hands it off to Rashad White. And look at that that was probably our best run from Rashad White on day. He had a lot of shorter carries. I have to get used to the running in Madden. It's a lot different than NCAA 14, as I haven't played Madden in probably a year and a half. And that right there was just a wrong button, but I put it in there anyway. just because it was a way to end the drive. It was stupid. I hit the wrong button. Ravens drove right down the field. That was a nice play by Brian Branch. I wanted to show that off. It was a TFL, first round draft pick. So I was proud of him for that. Lamar, and that pass was broken up in the end zone by Antoine Brooks Jr., leading to the Ravens attempting a 3-point try with Justin Tucker. That's like automatic make. On our next drive, Jimmy G, back to pass again, this time underneath to Chris Godwin, gets the first down. He had finished the first quarter 5 of 10. He had a couple misses. He had a couple tight window throws, and the pick was more my fault than his. Kyle Trask came out, and he immediately hit Mitchell out there on the sidelines. He came out firing as well. So, we'll see. On this play here, it was kind of dumb. I shouldn't have thrown it there. O'Keefe was covered. It was my fault, but also I just wanted to see how he would throw it on the run, and especially to his weak side because Trask is immobile. So, and he definitely didn't look great. And look at this play by Jaden Reed. It was nuts. He stiff-armed Eli Ricks into the ground, and he was gone for a touchdown. So we're out here in the next drive trying to answer after 10 straight Ravens points, and Keyshawn Vaughn takes a carry for a nice gain. I was very happy with that. He felt a little bit looser than Rashad White, so I'm looking forward to see what I can do with him this year. Hopefully a lot, like movement and stuff. So I'm happy to see that, and you can see after it showed that Kyle Trask misfired. He had a man wide open down the field. Chase Bryce and the Ravens offense continued to just run the ball, and they had Gus Edwards out there still, and he just running over our backups. He's better than what our backups are, so that's what I would expect out of him. This Bryce is back to pass again. This time he's going to hit Jaden Reed again, and look at these moves by this man. If he ever becomes available, I might want to go get him just because that's fun. Setting him up with the first and goal, and then on second and goal, Chase Bryce pulls it and walks into the end zone. Ravens 17 unanswered points at this point. So can the Bucks answer, or is this game going to get out of hand? Kyle Trask back to pass on a 3rd and 3, and he hits Seth Williams for a nice play. That was a good throw. On the next play here, it's under 2 minutes, so they got to pass and get moving. He hit Seth Williams on another tight window throw. That was good. Here he is on 1st and 10, and look at this throw. That was Stoner. He made one heck of a play. He accelerated to the ball there. Trask back to pass again. He finds Stoner again here. We're moving the ball well. Under 2 minutes, down to 30 seconds, and we're still moving the ball. And look at that throw to Tompkins right there. Devin Tompkins had a nice play. Trask adjusted him right up the seam to beat the defenders. And here we are with 25 seconds left and a 1st and goal. Trask back to pass. Got some pressure coming his way, and that time he hit Stoner for the touchdown. Dylan Stoner was pretty darn good on that drive. He felt like he was open quite a lot, and so he was good. Really happy with how that ended the first half, bringing the score to 17-10. So we'll see what happens here. As you can see, just looking at some of the stats quick, passing yards really went in our favor. We could throw the ball well, so we're opening up the second half here. And Moody, look at that leg. I wanted to show just, how strong his leg is. I really do think he's probably going to be my starting kicker, but got to give everybody a fair shot. So Ravens come out here. They hit a quick screen over here, and look at this play. What a broken tackle, and then it looks like he could be gone, but for some reason Devin White got on the field. I don't know how, don't know why, but he made the tackle, luckily. So later in that drive, they send Tylan Wallace in motion, and he breaks Zion McCollum's tackle and runs into the end zone. So unfortunately, that extends the Ravens' lead up to 24-10. And you're going to see the second half went to Clayton Tune. And I showed the draft class here, as you can see, in case there's anybody who's wondering or didn't want to bother watching the first video. It was kind of weird and choppy. This one I'm doing in post-com, so hopefully it improves it a little bit. I got to get better at it, and I'm going to try to. Clayton Tune came out firing pretty good here, though. He started off a quick 2 for 2, and he looked comfortable. He hit Devin Tompkins on the sideline. We actually played pretty good, and we passed the ball pretty good. It was a lot of short, quick passes. Pushing the ball down the field wasn't exactly easy. That's where I made my turnovers a lot of times. Look at this play by Seth Williams, though. I was happy with that. He powered forward, made a cut. It was a good play by him. They still ended up holding us to a field goal attempt. So, Moody, he goes ahead and drills this one. I mean, as you should expect, he just nailed a 59-yarder, so he ought to be able to hit the short ones. And the Ravens take back over now, and Chase Bryce and this offense that's been able to run the ball down our throat are back out here on the field. Hopefully, it's not a sign of what's to come with this team and stopping the run and everything, but it looks tough so far as Chase Bryce here pulls it on a read option. And look at this man right up the middle. I know he had a little bit of athleticism at App State, but this man actually was able to run all over us. I didn't expect that out of the rookie. So hopefully, we don't face too many quarterbacks that run a running offense like this because it seems to be a weakness of ours. And look at that play right here. That was JPP in his return, but I showed it because Tui Palutu got hurt at the end of the play, and he headed into the locker room. So we had a lot of concern, and we were really hoping that he was going to be all right, but we didn't know. Uh, we ended up finding out like a drive or two later that he came back into the game and he was okay, but we weren't sure. It was a real scary moment here for the preseason as Clayton Tune's back to pass. And look at that throw. That was put on the money, and only a spot his receiver could get it. I mean, he was kind of impressive, actually. And then I showed the misfire because he started getting a little bit inaccurate after that, and he started struggling. And I mean, he got hit on that pass, but Kyle Van Noy picked him off. And either way, out of the pass, it's hard to say, but he had to place that right. And I mean, he had pressure, but that didn't work out too well. Now look at this run. Chase Bryce, again, he's just running all over our defense. I never would have thought I had to put a spy up against him, but honestly, I probably should have. And I didn't do it, so shame on me, and we'll have to learn that in the future. I ended up stopping him, though, and holding him to 3, keeping this a 2-possession game. If Justin Tucker can hit it, he does extend the lead to 14. So now the Ravens are pretty much in control here in the fourth quarter. Clayton Tune takes it and scrambles right up the middle here. I wanted to show it because he has a little bit of that ability in him. So I would have liked to see him utilize it a little more, but he didn't. That was a great throw. Seth Williams. I mean, I guess it was a little inaccurate. It went outside of the area he was at, but Seth Williams made a great play. Clayton Tune again, checking it down quick. He was able to keep moving the chains. This is a 4th and 1, and he hit the man right there again for a first down. He moved the chains on that one. That was, I believe, McGowan with the 2 catches there. Nothing special, but short catches. So Tune's back to pass here. He's scrambling to the right, and that time his speed, I wanted to show that because his speed allowed him to be able to throw the ball away. That's something the other 2 quarterbacks don't possess. That was a wonderful catch on the sideline by Devin Tompkins. I was pretty impressed by that. As Tune continues this drive, and he finds McGowan again down inside of the goal line area here. He was taken down at the 1. He couldn't quite get across. So here we come on 1st and goal. Clayton Tune back to pass. There's pressure. He throws it, and we had Baker wide open, and he drops it. So the question is he ready to make the roster as a receiver? And then that one was almost picked off by Clayton Tune. Just poor throw. And then on next play, McGowan's in the end zone. Touchdown Bucks. Now they're only down by 1 score. So it's a 27-20 game. And we just wanted to see, can our defense get a stop and allow us to get back into this game? Well, Isaiah Likely, we had him on 2nd and 15 after a penalty to start the drive. And he cleared it all up plus. And then Chase Bryce again on the read option, pulling it, tucking it, and running. Getting like 12, 13 yards on the play. So not looking too good for the Bucks' chances here. Chase Bryce again, another read option. This was made by P.J. Mustipher, so I wanted to show that just because Mustipher actually had a pretty darn good game. He only played about the last 3 minutes of the game. But then, as you can see, Chase Bryce walks into the end zone on another read option, extending the lead back to 14 for the Ravens. So Clayton Tune comes in trying to answer with 1:48 left, and he almost got picked by Kyle Hamilton on that one, getting too aggressive in this situation. And he was picked on the next drive by Kyle Hamilton, ending our game. So it was a tough day. But honestly, the picks we threw weren't that bad. Some of them were just me learning the buttons. And I did show this play just because, again, you could see P.J. Mustipher bust through, break a few, get through a few blocks, and then make the play in the backfield. So I was pretty impressed by him. He's going to get more playing time as the preseason goes on to see if he can be a depth piece behind Vita Vea and maybe like compete with Raheem Nunez-Roches for a chance to be the backup to Vita Vea because he actually put out a good game. I will say this, though he had moments where he was just completely overwhelmed, it felt like, but we'll see. We're going to look at, you can see Chase Bryce's stats were nuts, and you look at our stats here, you look at the player stats, they were pretty good. Kyle Trask went 9 of 12. He had that stupid pick at the beginning of the drive, his second drive, or first drive, I mean. Clayton Tune also was pretty good. Rashad White, as you can see, averages were not great for our team. Receiving, Seth Williams had a big day. He caught 6 balls for 90 yards. He didn't get into the end zone. Kyrick McGowan made 5 catches, and he had that 1 touchdown, which was good. Godwin and Evans each did good in their limited time out there on the field. So I was pretty happy with how our offense played overall. I think turnovers are the big thing we got to get underneath control. And as long as we do, we'll be okay. Tackles wise, Eli Ricks, Antoine Winfield Jr., KJ Britt, J.J. Russell, and Antoine Brooks Jr. all led our team in tackles. They had above 5. It was a pretty good day for them. TFLs, we had 3 for Mustafa. That's what I'm talking about. The man was a beast. KJ Britt also had 3. He deserves his flowers as well for this day. He's pretty much a lock to make the roster as our third linebacker at this point. JPP, Kyler Fackrell, Will Golston, Vita Vea, and Brian Branch each also had TFLs. I showed Branches just because it was his first big play of the series for us. Sacks, Will Golston had one. I didn't show it just because he's, older man. Everybody who knows anything about the Bucks knows about Will Golston. Forced fumbles went to Antoine Winfield Jr., and it was recovered by Jamel Dean. I showed Jake Moody went 2 for 2 on his field goal attempts, and I mean he drilled that 59-yarder. So I was pretty happy with how he played overall. So that was good. Returning, K1 Baker was more dynamic as a returner, averaging a yard and a half more. A return. So that was pretty good. I was happy with that. You look at stats quick. Baltimore outgained us. They killed us on the ground, but passing wise, we dominated them. J.J. Russell, we upgraded him. He had an upgrade after. He got pass coverage upgraded. Awareness and zone coverage both up by 2. As you can see, I showed off a little bit. His zone's 63, his man's 52. I think we can try to develop him a little bit as a coverage linebacker. I think that's key. We came out of that game healthy. Only Gadecki and Zuber's still hurt. I wanted to show that off. And then next week, we're going to be taking on New England Patriots. So I look forward to continuing this series. And it looks to me like we're probably going to continue on with our 3 quarterbacks all competing. Clayton Tune did enough to have me intrigued, minus 2 turnovers. So it's going to be the same order again, but you're going to see a little bit more from Jimmy G and Kyle Trask, I think. So this is LDJ11 Gaming. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate you watching the video. Have a great day.
And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need, what you need. We're broken, it's tragic, we're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic, believe you could have it.